Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's your girl V, the Notary. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had an amazing weekend, you guys. I spent time with some of my best friends. We went to upstate New York and we just had some good girl time. It was one of my best friend's birthdays, so we had an amazing weekend. So I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling excited. You just need a good girls weekend and a girls reset. So I'm having a great day today. I hope you guys are as well. So you guys, it is my 1 year anniversary of being a notary and a loan signing agent. And so I wanted to just talk to you guys about some of the things that I've learned, some of the best practices that I've kind of just, again, as a notary and a loan signing agent, a lot of it is training and making sure you're prepared. But then on the other hand, a lot of it is just kind of like getting out there, doing your thing, and, kind of figuring things out. I don't want to use the word winging it, but a lot of it really is getting out there and figuring things out. And so I wanted to just share with you guys, some best practices as well as some of the things that I have learned, okay, throughout this journey and this process. So let's get into it. So I want to kind of talk about, for some of you who don't know, the costs associated with becoming a notary. And I believe that I did a video on just the costs associated with that. Now, again, always keep in mind, a lot of the things that I say are going to vary depending on where you live. But for the most part, without getting into specifics, you can watch my video dedicated to that. Being a notary is it's chill, y'all. It's for the most part outside of there's reoccurring, supplies you need to buy, but it's low maintenance. And so it's nice to have a side gig where you don't have a whole bunch of like association fees. I mean, there are things you do need to renew, but the costs are minimal. So that's the first thing. I wasn't aware of that. And I've learned that this is a really great business that, has low overhead, that you can kind of just keep under your belt, do when you want to. Now, if you're trying to grow your business, you want to, be a little bit more aggressive, but it's just a great business depending on what your needs are. Some people want to do things part-time. Some people want to do it full-time and make a full-blown career out of it. And if you want to do that, that's great. So it is a business that will work for you depending on your needs. So those are one of the things that I definitely have learned. Now, I've also learned, y'all, that you're going to have to put in the work and you're going to have to market yourself. And I wasn't really aware of that, but you really are going to. And I've also, done videos talking about, and I think I'm going to do a dedicated business on really how to put your Google business page together, but like Google business, whatever you want to do on social media to kind of put yourself out there, networking events, all of those things, you definitely have to market yourself as well. So, I definitely have learned that and kind of adapted and, kind of just figured out my own way with how I want to market. It's been working for me. I've also kind of figured things that I want to maybe do differently going into this second year. And so, that's great too. So marketing is also something that I've learned that you have to make sure that you market yourself and your business, and it has to be something that is ongoing. Another thing that I've learned as a notary, specifically loan signing agent, that you have to be patient as well, because there are so many fluctuations, you guys, with the market. And this is specific to loan signing, because I know a lot of you are here because you are specifically loan signing agents, and that's your focus. You really got to be patient. You might have 1 month where, you might have 1 month where you're doing a lot of loan signings. Maybe the next month you're not. And I think until, the interest rates and the, economy kind of just evens out a little bit, I think that this is going to be something we're going to be dealing with for a while. But again, you always know, I always talk about the importance of diversifying and making sure that your portfolio of services that you provide is vast, that it's robust, that you're not just focusing on one thing, and that will help combat that. But you absolutely are going to have to be patient with things and be able to adjust is important. And part of diversifying your portfolio, that's part of it. So patience, being open to doing different types of things. If you are just uber focused on being a loan signing agent, you're going to have to, adjust your expectations and all of that. Okay, so that's one thing. That's another thing that I've learned. Also, another thing that I've learned is to make sure that you have toner and paper and blue pens on deck. Okay, make sure y'all have that. You don't think about that, but you're going to need those things. Make sure your supplies, you're always ready. Make sure that you're prepared for your printer or your scanner to not work. Make sure that you know where your nearest, I don't even think Kinko's is a thing, but make sure you have alternatives if you need to use some other scanner. You just need to be prepared for stuff like that. Another thing that I've learned, make sure you know your drop-off times for UPS and FedEx. Okay, know where your nearest FedEx is, your nearest UPS, and know the drop-off times and the cutoff times. And I don't think I've ever talked about that, but make sure you guys know that stuff. Okay. What are some other things that I have learned? One thing that I did not know until I got into this, I'm going to always reference my 101 signing services video. But one thing that I learned, you can never be signed up with too many title companies and signing services. Never, never, never. I don't care if you sign up with 500, 600,000, whatever. You can never be signed up with enough, because the more the better. That only maximizes the number of opportunities for signings that you'll get. Okay, so make sure that you guys are signed up with that. Other little just tidbits. I'm rambling, but I'm just thinking of things. I like to freestyle these videos, y'all. So make sure you have extra ink for your stamps and your embosser. Make sure you always have extra ink. I've been running out of stuff. Make sure that when your ledger gets full, that you order another one. And that goes to supplies. Make sure that you always have supplies. Okay. Make sure that you're staying up on all your credentials. My credentials of like my background investigation and my NNA certification, I have to renew them in the next couple of weeks, so I got to make a point to do that. Make sure you don't let any of that stuff lapse, because that will impact your certifications for your signing services and your title companies. So make sure you keep all of that stuff up to date. Another thing that I haven't really talked about that I've learned, and I think I'm going to do a separate video on this. This isn't just for notaries. This is just keep good business practices. I've learned the importance of separating and not commingling. You should have a separate business account. Don't commingle your regular money with your business money, and that is really helpful for when you do your taxes. And I've really kind of learned that as a real estate agent as well. You want to kind of keep that stuff separate, and that way you can buy your supplies with your business account, so make sure that you guys haven't already done that. Once you really get into this, open up a business account, and I suggest getting a business credit card. And it's easy for not only kind of keeping track of your expenses and your revenue and all of that stuff, but it's just good practice to kind of separate your regular money from the money that you are, working with for your business account. So that's one thing that I also learned. Okay. I've learned also to pack my patience as it pertains to being in traffic. You guys, you're going to have signings, and you're going to have other notary assignments that are going to be at times where there's traffic. So always account for that. I live in a city where there's always road construction. There's always something on the road. There's always stuff that's unexpected. And so I've learned to leave earlier for appointments, because you just never know what you'll run into. This is a job that is high in driving. So you pack your patience, make sure you always have gas, the simple things that you don't always think about. It's important in this particular career. And so that is a suggestion that I have for you guys as well. I also learned to trust your gut and make sure to keep your safety and security at the forefront. I think I made a video where I told you about an awkward situation that I had with a client that made me uncomfortable and was unruly a little bit. Remember, and I've learned as well, that if you are uncomfortable with this situation, remove yourself right away, because your safety should be at the forefront, and that's most important. Okay. I also learned that anytime I confirm an appointment, make sure you tell the client for signing services or for regular notary appointments. Always give them an estimate of how much of their time that you need, so that when you get there, you do not have any surprises when they're fussing and irritated that you need a certain amount of time with them. So let them know that beforehand. What else have I learned, you guys? There's so many things, but I wanted to tell you guys about, and most importantly, this has really been rewarding for me. I'm really enjoying being a notary. I think that this year I'm going to start doing more volunteer services. You can volunteer as a notary for certain organizations. You do not have to charge, so I think I'm going to kind of do a little bit of that, or pick, organizations, perhaps, volunteer my services. I'm in a sorority, I want to be more active in that. And so, just there's some things that I'm thinking about, but you can offer your services pro bono and free. So I kind of want to do a little bit of that to also give back as a notary, because everybody needs a notary. So you don't always have to charge. And I don't know if you guys aspiring notaries are aware of that, so I want to do some of that as well. But yeah, this job has been really rewarding for me. I've been able to meet some really cool people, make some connections, grow my business, make money. I have felt even this YouTube has been really rewarding for me. I feel the more and more I do stuff like this, the more and more in real estate as a notary and just at YouTube in general, I feel more comfortable and confident talking to people, interacting with people. And I in my regular career as a program manager, I feel pretty comfortable with that as well, because I have to do a lot of that and outreach events and speaking, but the more I do it, it helps me to feel more comfortable. A lot of you guys have expressed to me that you're scared. And so I really want to, encourage you to jump out on faith and do it, because I think that you will also, gain the same feeling where you feel more confident in yourself, because you have to deal with people directly. You have to guide them. You have to help them. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, they're looking to you for assistance. And whenever you're in a role like that, it always helps you to feel more confident. So I feel really sure that all of you who maybe are dealing with building your confidence will have the same reward. And so I want to encourage you guys about that as well, and tell you that that is something that I have grown in my first year as a notary, and I definitely feel like you will too. So that's a lot of stuff that I've learned in my first year. That's not everything, but that's, I like to freestyle a lot of my videos. I kind of have an idea of what I want to talk with, and I just go with it. But, I'm curious for some of those of you that have been notaries for a year, 2, and 3, like, what are some of the things that you guys have learned in your first, second, third year? I definitely would love for you guys to comment below and, share your stories and your testimonies as well, because I think it will help a lot of people with navigating in this career, because it is a rewarding career. And I think that anybody who's aspiring to do it should go out and should do it. Okay. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, productive week, positive week. And if you have any questions, you can email me or drop down in the comments, you guys, and I will do my best to respond. Okay. So thank you again for the support, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.